Tuesday evenings at 9.
Sports Talk with Chris Muldoon and the WHPC Sports Staff, Thursday evenings at 9.
And Beyond the Game with Jacob Valk, Brandon Johnson, and the WHPC Sports Staff, Friday afternoons at 3.
All of these excellent shows and more are on the voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
WHPC HD.
Garden City.
You're tuned into Long Island's only FM sports voice. This is Sports Talk on 90.3 WHBC.
And you are tuned into Sports Talk, which you can hear every Thursday evening from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. 100% commercial free right here on 90.3 WHBC. My name is Chris Muldoon. I'm joined here by Mark Tokachowski, Tristan Hamilton, KJ Brooks, Cameron Bonagora, Adam Jumpel. We thank you so much for lending us your ears, and we've been having very lively, spirited discussions so far this show. Started off the show talking about the NBA and all the musical chairs and the signings and the trades and the who's still out there. And now we've delved into baseball because here we are. July 4th just happened. We got the All-Star break coming up. And we're talking about Yankees, Mets, sellers, buyers, and the like. And now we're talking about picking allegiances. And you just mentioned, you said you likened would the Yankees Nationals. Let's see. Do we think this is a prank phone call?
I don't know.
Hello, caller. You're on Sports Talk.
Richie from Charlotte.
Hey, Richie. It's not. It's a legit caller. Hello, Richie.
You heard about, what's his name, the really pitcher for the Yankees, Betances? He
got
arrested
speaking so wild?
jaywalking.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
No, I know he's very... Oh, is that why Steve Summers was playing Take a Walk on the Wild Side? Ah.
I hope you're not going to work tomorrow because there's a derailment at Penn Station. Just came over the phone.
Oh, really? No, I've... if anyone's listening, I've studiously avoided going to work this week. Because they moved my office to... It used to be 2 blocks from Penn Station, right. Easy walk for me. Then we moved it to 19 blocks. Right. So my feet have been going crazy. So finally on 3rd, which was Tuesday... Monday, I went to the podiatrist, and I've got a heel spur from it. So then I got the big, and I know I'm on radio here, but imagine a 7-inch cortisone needle going in, where they spray it, they freeze it. He goes, you'll feel cold, you'll feel a pinch, and then you'll feel a push. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, you watched it. They freeze it, they put the needle in, and then they push that plunger in to where it's like, and
it took us?
No, the foot. The foot. Somehow a 7-inch thing's going in my foot down there.
Oh, sports related. That's why I said over there.
Yeah. So I had it in my left foot 5 years ago, and it went away. So they gave me 7 days of anti-inflammatory. And they just like, I won't never see you back again. So I got to wait for. But the shot didn't take for a day. So Monday it hurt. Finally, the next morning it took. But the pills I didn't pick up the pills on July 4th. I picked them up yesterday. I get the pills yesterday, and then it says there were 2 funny things. One, it says, "Oh, we didn't have your insurance on file." So meanwhile, I just paid $24. I'm like, well, why don't you ask me? Because If non-insurance is $24, what would insurance be? Like nothing, free? Why don't they tell me that? I have to go home and see that, number one. And number two, it says, will cause drowsiness. Do not operate cars or machines. And it says, take 2 times a day. If it causes drowsiness, how am I going to take something 2 times a day, right? Because I got to drive a car, right? So I took 2 before bed last night. That's what I did. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be drowsy, I'm in the right place, right? Yeah. So I just love these kind of prescription kind of stuff that they say out there, in terms
now, how
of...
do you get to the work? You don't take the railroad no more, do you?
I do. I take the railroad, and then I was walking up, but now I've started, and I hate doing it because it's extra money. I started doing the 2-3 to the shuttle because it's right. I'm now 2 blocks from Grand Central. So... But, I try to avoid it as much as possible.
I could do the 25% off, go to Atlantic Terminal, take the 2 or 3 over there.
Well, that's the other thing. They supposedly gave a discount, but they'd already mailed out the mail-in ride tickets. So anyone that's mail-in ride ticket would have to go back in, have them rip up your ticket, and give you a new one. I'm like, forget that. I don't need that.
Are you giving away duck tickets?
We are.
Oh, listen. Well, just tell the promotion department that put people's last names on the tickets, because when I went to the booth the last time, they couldn't find the tickets.
We'll do.
So tell them to put their last names on the...
We absolutely will.
On the tickets, because they took me about 15 minutes to find the tickets.
Now, did you win on one of the other shows?
Yes, I did, on Friday afternoon show.
Okay, so I'm kind of wondering if you could still be... Stay in the bullpen by the end of the show in case no one else calls in for the tickets. But he may have a chance to win.
Oh, listen, I want to talk about the Yankees. Now, at the beginning of the season, they didn't realize how these pitchers were going to do. They really think Sebastian was going to do that good? Tanaka? Pena? Do you think they're really going to do something
Well, luckily
like that?
we have our Yankee fan. We have 3 Yankee fans here who are uniquely qualified to answer. So I'm going to let them talk.
Well, right now, I would trade. I would go. I'm telling you, go for that guy, Chris Archer. Go for him right now.
Tampa's in it. They're not going to trade him. Tampa's in it right now. Why would they trade him?
What's that?
Tampa's in the mix. Why would they trade him?
I know, but still, maybe later on they could. I would trade him. I would trade him for Clint Frazier.
Usually most years, but not this year. Not if Tampa's going to be in it. Maybe next year if they're out of it again.
Would you? Who would you? No, if they offered you, they offered Archer to you. Would you trade Clint Frazier?
No.
No, you wouldn't.
No.
I don't think they need Clint Frazier because they have a couple of outfielders.
They got Corey Dickerson and Lomo just hitting the sock off. They don't need another hitter.
But the thing too is, the season's not over. Still got a long way to go yet. They need another starting pitcher.
So
Garrett Cole on the Pirates.
And then Castro should be coming back by next week. So you know what I'm saying? They should be still in the mix of it. They had a very bad spell this last week, but hopefully they could come back and rebound.
Hopefully, yeah. They just need their bullpen to get it together as a whole, besides Chad Green, who's been great.
Right. And Betances, he was terrible yesterday. We walked 4 batters.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
He's got a lot of control issues.
And I don't know what to do with him. What if he keeps playing bad? Do we trade him like we did like we did last year? If we're relief pitchers, what do we do?
I doubt they trade Betances.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't think they'll trade him.
And then what about the first base? We need, like we said, we need a first baseman because that guy Carter got
Yeah, they have to trade for someone for first base. They can't have G-Man Choi for first baseman all season for the rest of the season. They're gonna either have to trade for like a rental or a longer term guy.
They're in trouble. They're in trouble.
Yeah, they are.
So I don't know. They should start looking for a pitcher or what? I don't know.
Still not in on Greg Bird. So if anything, they get a rental.
Now, what's your opinion about Greg Berg? What do you think's the matter with this kid?
I think they got an ankle problem.
Yeah, it's the ankles.
Yeah.
I know he had an ankle problem. You think they should just go and look and see maybe they missed something in the X-ray, or it didn't show up? I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Surgery is possible. This is according to Daily News. So, if it doesn't improve.
Well, I still think this kid's going to be another great hitter. I don't know. It's disappointing, Yeah,
it is pretty disappointing. Got off to a really slow start this year, and then the injury happened. So, we definitely need to trade for a first baseman.
And what about you think we need another? I would get rid of that guy. What's his name? The other relief pitcher. What's his name?
Clifford?
No, Clifford. That's the guy. I'd get rid of him too.
Oh yeah, I agree with you.
Him too.
He needs to go.
They all need to go. They all need to go. Well, I'm going to switch over to the Knicks in a minute, right? This kid they just signed, Frankie.
Yeah.
How do you give this kid, 18-year-old kid, $18 million?
That's what the money is now.
Yeah, that's just the way the league is just transitioned. Everybody's getting paid.
They're giving money out here like it's candy, man. Let me tell you, ridiculous.
Yeah, but you can't really say it's your first round pick. They're giving out a lot of money, which is true. But if you're a first round pick, the money should show us that they got some type of confidence in him that he's going to end up working out. But that's all it really is. Everybody, Kyle Olynyk just got $50 million to go play for the Heat. $50 million, like Blake Griffin, who hasn't done anything, $173 million. It's just crazy right now. Yeah, Otto Porter,
$106 million.
Yeah, exactly. Otto Porter, third option, $106 million. It's crazy out here.
Did you read today? I forgot what paper was in today that says O'Quinn knew that Jackson was going to get fired because him and the center, what's his name?
The center,
what's his name?
Noah?
No, not Noah. The other kid, the young kid.
Porzingis?
Yeah.
Oh,
He knew they were fighting all season long, and he knew that they weren't going to stand for Jackson. And all of a sudden, goodbye.
It's hard to believe that he knew that they was going to fire Jackson, just for the fact that Jackson stayed till after the NBA draft. That's something that you do right away. As soon as the final buzzers sounded, you don't make him be control of your future by picking up a draft pick and then fire him a few days later. I don't think he knew that Jackson was going to get fired.
Now, what would you do now? Would you fire the Knicks coach now and bring somebody else in? What would you do?
Yeah, you gotta fire him because he was only really a puppet.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so you gotta fire him, and you gotta basically just. Long story short, you got to get with the modern day. You got to do the running gun. Yes, of course, you want a little bit defensive minded, but you have to get with it. All the competition. You got Cleveland, you got Washington, Milwaukee.
Well, you know what? I agree with you because they had a practice this year.
Yeah.
And then Jackson butted into the coach's door in practice. You don't do that to a coach, butt into the practice.
Exactly.
And he didn't say anything to this guy. Are you kidding me? I would tell him, Phil, it's all yours, baby. You can handle it,
Exactly. The Knicks have to show the fans, all of us, that they're going in a positive direction. Get a great GM, whether it's Griffin or whoever. That's the first step. Then, yes, this coach has to get out of here and, bring somebody in and then let's just, just clean it up. Clean it up. Even though Melo's my favorite player, get Melo out of there. Just clean up everything. We focus on Porzingis. We're focused on this new kid.
Right.
And let's try to just move forward and hope that something positive comes out of it.
I wish, what, how long you been a Knicks fan? A long time, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know why they even fired Donnie Walsh. That guy was a great GM.
Yeah, and
he was great. That guy.
No, they fired him or no. Yeah, they did. He's the GM.
Yeah, he's good. They fired him.
Yeah, they fired him. And then honestly, I knew he had problems with Carmelo.
Yes.
But Mike Woodson should even had got fired.
Oh.
Yes.
They gave that guy a dirty deal.
Exactly. He should even be in where is he at right now? Cleveland, right? No.
Oh, he was in Houston?
I think it's the Warriors.
He's assistant coach for the Warriors. He's assistant coach now for the Warriors. I mean, he got his ring, rightfully so. He deserved it, but he shouldn't even have left the building with the Knicks for everything that he. You got to think about it. At one point, the Knicks was the second seed, only behind the big three in Miami. Come on, it's just the decisions the Knicks make is just it has no explanation behind it.
Who was the black coach they fired? What was his name?
Fisher?
Derek Fisher?
Not Derek Fisher, the other guy before that.
Before Mike Woodson, the black coach?
Yeah, what was his name?
Herb Williams?
Who?
You're talking about Herb Williams?
No, it was somebody else. They gave him a dirty deal when they just told him, he came into one day and they told him, you're done.
Talking about not Woodson. Before Woodson, it was Mike D'Antoni.
No, I can't. Maybe it was Woodson.
Yeah, it was Woodson.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Because Woodson brought the Knicks to the playoffs
Right.
and everything.
Right.
Woodson didn't... I forgot. Was he there for 3 years? 2 or 3 years? Mike Woodson. I think he was there for 3.
I think it was 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5. He didn't miss the playoffs. It was the 1 year that when Carmelo first came over, and then he was playing. They lost to Boston. And then he came over, and then the Knicks was the number 2 seed. And then for some strange reason, well, it's because of Carmelo. Carmelo was a star. Obviously, this is a players' league. They got rid of him. So
they had Lenny Wilkins in there too. They had Don Chaney.
What do you think about bringing Mark Jackson back as a coach?
Oh, that's who I feel like is
Too
the best bet.
comfortable in the booth, though.
Huh?
Too comfortable in the booth.
No. He's making good money.
He would definitely. Mark Jackson would definitely take a job like that, especially with the Knicks. If the Knicks could throw that type of money at Phil Jackson, they should find a good amount of money because you know what kind of coach you're getting for him.
How much is he making right now? Working once a week, then
he's probably making over $1 million a year. Is that right or more? Right?
Yeah, how much are you going to make as a coach? How much more?
Maybe like 4. Maybe with the Knicks give away money. We all say that the Knicks give away money. So make Mark Jackson come and coach these new guys up, and Mark Jackson knows how. What we got to remember, yes, we all praise Steve Kerr, but that's Mark Jackson's team.
Yeah,
apart from Kevin Durant, that's Mark Jackson's team that got built up. He did everything. It's just that it just needed a little bit more tweaking, and then this is the dominant team that we're seeing now.
First of all, your first thing you got to do is you got to get a good GM to come in there now.
Yeah, and I think Griffin. I think you get Griffin, and I think you get Mark Jackson, and then that will have Knicks fans like, okay,
straighten things out. Yeah,
maybe we're going in the right direction now.
I hope so.
And then Porzingis is a promising star. You get a GM, yes, you get it, and then you have your star right now for the future. Now you just build.
I really honestly think Dolan is getting sick and tired of the Knicks losing. I really think so.
I would hope so.
I think so.
I don't know if Dolan's getting tired of them losing because I know he's still getting his money, but
yeah,
I would hope so because I don't know how you could be comfortable with just collecting and checking and seeing how bad your team is and seeing every other week you're in the newspaper for something else.
Yeah, but look at